Ma'am, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Would this meeting please come to order? It is September 18th, 2012, and I'd like to welcome everyone who's joined us here this evening for our Village Board of Trustees meeting. We'd all like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, so if we could all rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Becky, if you could please call the roll.
Trustee Breyer.
Here.
Trustee Farwell. Trustee Glasgow.
Here.
Trustee Hayes.
Here.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Here.
Trustee Scaletta. Trustee Sidor.
Here.
Trustee Blackwood. Here. President Mulder.
Here. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of our last Board of Trustees meeting held on September 4th. I'd ask if there are any comments, corrections, deletions, or additions. Seeing none, could we have a motion for approval?
Move approval.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Rosenberg, seconded by Trustee Sidor. Last chance on any comments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. We now move to accounts payable dated September 15th, and I'd call on Trustee Hayes.
Thank you, Madam President. I would move approval of the payables dated September 15th, 2012 in the amount of $1,367,270.14.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Rosenberg. Any other questions from trustees on any items? Anyone in the audience? Roll call.
Trustee Hayes.
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sidor.
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood.
Yes.
Trustee Breyer.
Yes.
Trustee Glasgow.
Yes.
President Mulder.
Yes. Motion carries. We have no public hearings, or do we have any citizens to be heard? We'd like for you to complete a card, which is in the back. Seeing no one. It's a lot different than the last meeting. But we heard everyone. That was good. So no citizens to be heard. We move to item 9, old business. First item is the report of our committee of the whole meeting of September 10th, where we had a very productive meeting with members of the Economic Alliance, at which there was a motion by Trustee Glasgow.
I will move now, as I did then, that the Village Board concur with the Arlington Economic Alliance July 17, 2012 position statement and recommendation on the Discover Arlington strategy as follows. Number 1, Discover Arlington as brand should remain. Number 2, communication channels shall be expanded through social media and stronger communications to the business community on the benefits of Discover Arlington to their business and ways they can utilize the website to their advantage. Number 3, conduct a consumer survey. Number 4, targeted marketing to expand the targeted marketing that has taken place to date, identify new approaches and areas of focus, establish a clear set of goals and impact. And number 5, review the current 3-year marketing strategy.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Glasgow, seconded by Trustee Hayes. Comment for discussion, anyone on trustees? Seeing anyone in the audience wish to address us on this? Anything from staff? We have a motion and a second. Is this roll call? Voice vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Trustee Glasgow, another motion?
I'd move now, as I did then, that the Village Board approve the Arlington Economic Alliance recommendation of August 21st, 2012 to enter into a contract with the Public Research Group to conduct a consumer research survey in the amount not to exceed $16,500.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Glasgow, seconded again by Trustee Hayes. Any additional comment? Trustee Glasgow.
Mayor Mulder, I made this particular motion in concurrence with the remainder of the board based on the fact that the data that we were using before was a bit dated, and now with with internet, social marketing, et cetera. I thought it would be much better based on some of the other meetings that we have had where other members of this board felt that we needed to update the data that was being utilized by staff to conduct Discover Arlington, that it was in the best interest of the village as a whole.
I appreciate those additional comments because we don't have the minutes of that meeting in front of us at this point, but there was a thorough presentation and a number of time committed by the members of the Alliance on working on this project and over several different meetings. And so the presentation was done, and that was basically the entire meeting. And so and I think a lot of questions were asked by our trustees and respectfully answered. Again, you know, I want to publicly extend my gratitude to the members of that alliance. It's basically a commission for all the hard work. They really did spend a great deal of time. Any other comments? We have a motion and a second. Roll call on this. It's money.
Trustee Glasgow?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sidor?
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood?
Yes.
Trustee Breyer?
Yes.
President Mulder?
Yes. Motion carries. We now move to the report of a committee of the whole meeting that this village board held just prior to this meeting, September 18th, 2012, where we had one motion after an interview of Gregory Paddock for an appointment. I'd call on Trustee Hayes.
Thank you, Madam President. I would move at this time, as I did earlier this evening, that the village board concur in the mayor's appointment of Gregory Paddock to the Electrical Commission with a term ending April 30th, 2015.
Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Glasgow. Any other comments? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Mr. Paddock, if you'd please come up to the microphone. And as we always do, we want to make this as official as we can. If you could please raise your right hand. And I'll ask you to say aye and clearly state your name for the record.
I, Gregory Paddock,
Then repeat the following phrases. Having been appointed
having been appointed
to the Electrical Commission
to the Electrical Commission
in the Village of Arlington Heights
in the Village of Arlington Heights
in the County of Cook,
in the County of Cook,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Illinois,
of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of this office
of this office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
We have no doubt that you have many talents and certainly will. Congratulations. And I'd like you to come forward, please. This is the piece of paper that I indicated that is going to be magic. But more importantly, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, all the members here and myself wish to extend this logo pin and ask you to wear it and be proud that you are an extension of this very village board. And behave. No. No, we appreciate your expertise that you're sharing for your fellow neighbors and residents. We really want to congratulate you. Thank you very much. As Greg signs his form, I always jokingly say that these forms, the clerk's office is infinitely detailed. And you can go back 60, 70 years and say, I'd like to see the signatures of the people on the Electrical Commission. And I'm sure Becky will find them. Do we have a preservation that the paper doesn't just dissipate?
It's all taken care of.
Oh, okay. She's got it electronically now, I'm sure. But again, thank you in advance for your service, these technical skills. We do have approximately, I think it's 180 residents who volunteer on a number of different boards and commissions and assist staff in this village board in making sometimes easy decisions, sometimes very difficult ones. So, thank you. We now move to the consent agenda. I'd ask if there are any trustees who wish to vote no or pass on any item on the consent agenda. For those of you in the audience, the consent agenda contains everything you see on pages 5 and 6. Trustee Rosenberg.
I must recuse myself from legal A1 for professional reasons, as our firm represents the Lutheran home.
Okay. Note that Trustee Rosenberg is recusing himself, please, Becky. Any other comments on any of these items? A motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Glasgow, seconded by Trustee Sidor. Roll call.
Trustee Glasgow?
Yes.
Trustee Sidor?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg?
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood?
Yes.
Trustee Breyer?
Yes.
President Mulder?
Yes. Motion carries. We now move to page 7. We've got new business this evening. The first item A is Harry's Pub extension request. I think all of us on the board are familiar with Harry's, and I would ask Mr. Dixon if he would like to introduce us to this subject.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is to allow a 12-month time extension to the underlying plan unit development for this property at 1 North Vale. On September 12, on September 12, the Plan Commission reviewed and unanimously recommended approval of this request to the Village Board, and this item is ready for board consideration this evening.
I would ask if there's any comments.
I'd move approval.
Second.
Motion by Trustee Glasgow, seconded by Trustee Hayes to approve the request. Discussion. Trustee Rosenberg.
Question for, I don't know if Greg wants to answer, to whoever from Harry's, whoever the petitioner. Anybody here? No. Okay. Never mind then.
Trustee Blackwood.
The reason for the extension?
It was somewhat covered in the memo, but Harry's has been a significant part of our community for a long time, and it was really run by Mom and Dad. Both have, in probably the last 2 years or less, passed away. The children have been involved and worked, but have not held that kind of responsibility. And I don't know, Mr. Dixon, if you want to give a little brief background, or Charles, I can't remember how long ago, but they came through the process to get approval from this village board for an expansion. And it, obviously they're struggling just to acclimate themselves. It's from September 2009. So, Mr. Dixon.
Yes, in their submittal, they provided a letter of September 5, 2012, wherein they say much of what the mayor covered. I'll just read excerpts. It took us much longer than expected to deal with the loss of one of our key owners legally, financially, and emotionally. However, we are actively back working on updating and securing financing and moving the project forward. They request the 12 months through until September of 2013 to finalize the project and submit construction documents for building permit application. Make themselves available should there be any questions.
Any other questions from any trustee? Anybody in the audience? I just know it's a very popular place for high school reunions. And if they have them in the summers, they have the opportunity to use the outdoor eating area and have music and bands and things. So they really have been part of the community. And I don't know, Charles, do you know how many years they've been part of our downtown?
I would estimate at least 20 years. Since it's been Harry's, it was a previous ownership before that.
The building itself is probably close to 125 years.
Building is, one of the original buildings when there were wooden sidewalks downtown.
When we had still, wooden
dating from
sidewalks.
the
Just a few years ago.
turn of the century, yeah.
I wasn't here, though.
Neither was I.
Neither was I.
Voice vote on this, legal? Legal. Voice vote? Or for an extension, or roll call?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Trustee Glasgow?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sidor?
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood?
Yes.
Trustee Breyer?
Yes.
President Mulder?
Yes. There's Harry's. Petitions and communications. I have one, but I'd ask and defer to any trustee that has any comments or communications. I want to share a proclamation that I think is something that we certainly want to bring to the forefront and hope that everyone will talk to their friends, their family, in regards to texting while driving. And this is a proclamation, No Text on Board Pledge Day, to be celebrated September 19th, 2012, which is tomorrow. Whereas Arlington Heights holds the health and safety of its young adults as a chief concern, and whereas text messaging is the main mode of communication for most American teenagers, with half of all teens sending between 21 and 70 texts per day. And whereas 90% of American teenagers expect a reply to a text message within 5 minutes, and whereas in an AT&T survey, 40% of American teenage drivers admitted to texting while driving, even though 97% know it is dangerous. And whereas a recent study showed those who send text messages while driving are 23 times more likely to crash, and whereas a driver that sends a text message while driving not only jeopardizes his or her safety, but also the safety of passengers, pedestrians, and other drivers. Now, therefore, I, Arlene J. Mulder, Mayor of the Village of Arlington Heights, along with the Village Board of Trustees, do hereby proclaim September 19th, 2012 as No Text on Board Pledge Day in the Village of Arlington Heights, and encourage all drivers to take the pledge and never text and drive again. And I've signed this and submitted it at the request of the Illinois Municipal League, which has asked all mayors to do this throughout the state, in hopes of supporting some of the ads that we may have seen on television, showing some of the victims of accidents due to the fact that it was caused by someone at the wheel texting. It doesn't take but a split second, and you do have to look at that phone to press that key. If anybody else wanted to make any comments, I hope everyone supports this as well. I've sort of included you, so I hope so. And I don't think we have to take any action on this. I'm just sharing this under communications. So with that, is no other items here, I call on Mr. Dixon for the report of the village manager.
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, we're asking the board to hold a closed session for 2 reasons. First, per 5 ILCS 120/2C21, that's a excerpt from state law, discussion of minutes lawfully closed, and likewise, request for closed session per 5 ILCS 120/2C11, litigation.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Trustee Hayes, seconded by Trustee Glasgow. Roll call.
Roll call.
Trustee Hayes.
Yes?
Trustee Glasgow.
Yes.
Trustee Breyer.
Yes.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Sidor.
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood.
Yes.
President Mulder.
Yes. Any intention of reporting out at the conclusion of this? No. So this will be just business in executive session. So I thank all of you for joining us this evening, and smile for those petitioners who are happy that everything came out okay tonight. And we welcome you back next month. Thank you. A motion for adjournment into closed session. Do we have that? Roll call. Do we have the motion?
No.
Okay, motion to go to
So
closed
moved.
session. Motion by Trustee Rosenberg,
Second.
second by Trustee Breyer. Roll call.
Trustee Rosenberg.
Yes.
Trustee Breyer.
Yes.
Trustee Blackwood.
Yes.
Trustee Glasgow.
Yes.
Trustee Hayes.
Yes.
Trustee Sidor.
Yes.
President Mulder.
Yes. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us.